All right, so in this coaching video, I'm gonna go over three squat variations that you can plug into your training. And just understand that when it comes to the squat, there's so many ways that you can do a squat. And I always say that not one squat is better than the other. A lot of people think that, you have to do one type of squat to be, being effective in your training. And that's simply not true, because the reality of it is that the best exercise or the best variation of anything is the one that allows you to perform it correctly, safely, and still be able to get the intended result from that specific exercise, set, rep, what have you, okay? So I'm gonna show you three, and I'm being biased because these are probably my three favorite types of squats that I personally like doing. But again, there's so many. All right, so the first one is your traditional banded squat. Okay, now on your banded squat, I personally love this one because it's good not only for your warm-up or an activation part of your workout, but it's also good. It could also be good for your main workout. If you are someone that is progressing, if you just learned the bodyweight squat, the right mechanics, this would probably be the next progression for you, because it gives you just enough resistance where there's tension on the body, but it's not excessive, and you're able to control it and maintain it most of the time. And then lastly, of course, the bands, they grow or they get thicker, which means it's a little bit more challenging for you. It's like adding weight, okay? So in your band, what you want to do, and again, there's different ways, but I'm going to show you the basic, or one of the simplest ways, is you want to get in your band. Again, shoulder width apart roughly. You want to get that band, squat down, and get the band across your shoulders just like such, okay? So again, across your shoulders right here. You want to basically take your thumbs and lock it in place and secure it just like this. So from the side, it'll look like that. You can see my thumb right there, okay? Now from here, all we're going to do is sit into our squat, and then we stand strong through the band. Okay, and then I come down under control. Same squat mechanics. My hips are hinging. So from the side, you'll notice my hips are hinging still. My chest is up, and I'm standing strong through the band. So that's one squat variation. The second squat variation is using a kettlebell or a dumbbell. So this is, again, one of my favorites. It's a goblet squat. And it's great for not only the lower body, but it's also great for engaging your core or making your core work even harder, because the placement of the weight is in the front end, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our bell, we're gonna lock our elbows around the bell like such, and then we're gonna basically just drop into the squat mechanics again from the side. So you can see the squat mechanics is still the same. Now, ideally, what I wanna do is, these elbows are tight for a reason. And the reason is I wanna try to get my elbows inside of my knees here, okay, and then I drive up. One thing that you don't want to do is you want to make sure that you're not collapsing forward like this, okay? So I'm not rounding my back. I'm staying upright right here, and I drive through just through the squat, just as I've been enforcing from the beginning, okay? So that's the second variation. The third variation is a front-loaded squat. Now all we're doing, and you look at it and you say, well, it's still in the front. Like a goblet squat, that's correct. But what makes this different and a little bit more challenging, especially as the weight gets heavier, is the placement of the load is now placed just outside of the midline of the body, well, on the midline of the sternum, okay? So now I'm getting a little bit more bang for my buck, because my shoulder has to hold this position. So, and it forces me to stabilize, because I don't have another one in my hand to offset the weight or to equalize the resistance. So now my body has to stabilize or compensate for the weight not being even. So now I'm working a little bit more, and all I'm doing is going into my squat mechanics again from the side, hinging, coming down and up. And I want to make sure, just like I did with the goblet squat, that I'm not collapsing forward so the weight doesn't come off. So I have this nice little pocket in my shoulder here. Notice my wrist is straight. I'm not kinked like this. I'm not out here. It's right resting essentially on my chest, across my chest. My elbows inside of my ribs, or on my ribs, okay? And I come here, and again, the placement of the weight is what creates a different type of stimulus in the body and gives me a different type of squat. So there you go, three different types of squats for you to choose from, pick and play. Again, they can be controlled with different types of resistances, whether it's the band, heavier kettlebell, heavier dumbbell, what have you. Give it a shot. If you have any questions, let me know.